I try not to get too overly scripted with the next song that I react to so that I can spontaneously just pull on whatever's recommended and feels like it's rising to the surface to react to next. And Raye has been coming up a lot. Lots of people have been recommending I need to react to her. I've only heard Raye one time before. There's a song, Escapism, that I had a student work on a cover of, which was a super cool, kind of like rappy song. I'm aware that maybe that's not her normal type of song, so I'm excited to hear her. One of you recommended I needed to check out Ice Cream Man, and you said that's a super emotional, powerful performance of hers, so that's what I'm going to check out right now. I found a live version of it, and I haven't listened to a lick of it, so I'm just going to jump in. This is my first time really hearing Raye sing live, or really sing anything other than like that rappy song that I heard before, so I'm excited. You all have recommended her so much. So here we go. My name's Tim. I'm a vocal instructor. I've been doing this for 24 years. I build voices for a living. It's my life's work breaking down singing. So I'm going to get a little more technical than maybe some of the other reactors out there, but not on the first listen through. I'm going to listen all the way through, give my first impressions, then go back and break it down. If you want to find out more about me, here's my website. If you want to come join our super growing community chats, free community chats over on Patreon, I've got a bunch of those. I also have this ambassador circle for those of you who are really hardcore fans of music, or maybe you're singers too, and you want to get a little deeper into technique, come join me over there on Patreon. All right, here we go. Jumping right in.
Yeah. So this producer hit me up on the DM. He told me, hey, I really like what you were doing. He told me, come round to the studio, let's cook it. He told me, come to catch a vibe and make some music. But when I got there, should've heard what he was saying. Trying to touch me, I'm not playing. I should've left that place as soon as I walked in it. How goddamn dare you do that to me, really? Coming like the ice cream man, till I felt his ice cold hands. And how I paid the price now, damn, goddamn. Everything you did, it left me in a ruin. And no, I didn't say a word, I guess that proves it. I'm a woman. Cause I'm a woman, a very, very brave, strong woman. And I'll be damned if I let a man ruin how I walk, how I talk, how I do it. Man, I've been broken for a moment, I've been through it, no. It's even harder to be brave alone. I was a girl, now I'm grown, I'm a woman. Very, very strong woman. And I was 7, was 21, was 17, and was 11. It took a while to understand what my consent means. If I was ruthless, they'd be in the penitentiary. But all the stress of being honest wouldn't help me. I pushed it down, but it was living in me rent-free. And then I fell into some things that weren't healthy. A place where no one heard me asking them to help me. I needed help, I did, coming like the ice cream man, till I felt his ice cold hands. And how I pay the price now, damn. Everything you did, it left me in a ruin. And no, I didn't say a word, I guess that proves it. I'm a woman. Yeah. Cause I'm a woman, a very, very brave, strong woman. And I'll be damned if I let a man ruin how I walk, how I talk, how I do it. Man, I've been broken for a moment, I've been through it, no. It's even harder to be brave alone. I was a girl, now I'm grown, now I'm a woman. Very, very strong woman. I wish wish I could say how I feel, how I felt, and explain why I'm silently blaming myself. Cause I put on these faces pretending I'm fine, then I go to the bathroom and I press rewind in my head, always going round and round in my head. Your fingerprints stuck a stain on my skin. You made me frame myself for your sin. You pathetic dead excuse of a man. And I'll be damned if I let a man ruin. Oh, I'm a very, very brave, strong woman. Yeah, yeah.
God. That messed me up. That is so beautiful how vulnerable she was willing to be to write a song about that. Which, how many women out there have experienced that? And I just, my heart is broken for this song. And for all the times that a singer has come in to hopefully find a safe space to work and then to be manipulated by that energy, I'm just absolutely heartbroken by this song. And I think it's so beautiful that she was willing to be so vulnerable to put it out there, to draw attention to it and draw light to it. And for any other singers who have been put in this position to be able to feel safe to share about it and call out misogyny and call out shitty producers like whoever she had this happen with. Sounds like she had this situation happen many times in her life, which I know for many women out there, that's not uncommon. And wow, it is just so beautiful that she's drawing light to this. It's as beautiful as it is heartbreaking. And oh my God. And then on top of that, there's this gorgeous singing and there's this beautiful melody. And it makes it even more impactful because it's a great song. And she's a great singer. And oh, I am so impressed with her singing the song. And I'm so grateful to whoever you are today that posted the comment that I react to this one. I'm so grateful that I get to share this message out on my channels and maybe be of service to others. And things need to change. And I'm so grateful that we're to a place in our society now where this message is getting out more and where artists are feeling confident more and more to share what's happening or what's happened to them in an open way so that we can rout out this bullshit that is a part of the music business and a part of culture in general, but especially the music business. This idea of taking advantage of young female singers is like, it's a tale as old as time when it comes to music and manipulation and the casting couches and all that bullshit. So I am so proud of her for sharing this message. I need a moment to just kind of collect myself before I go back and break it down a little bit. All right, let's do it. Let's go back. I love the raw intimacy of this performance. Just the piano. She's just putting on her headphones. She's just got a microphone. There's no extra stuff going on. It's just real, authentic, raw singing. This is what I love. By the way, her improvisation there, when she's just doing that little humming improvisation, the way to approach improvisation is you just feel the song. You feel the emotional state. And then what will happen if you're doing it right and you have an understanding of the style that you're singing in, then you'll be able to naturally start doing some embellishments. If you understand basically the pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale are the building blocks of riffing. The pentatonic scale and the blues scale, basically. So once you have that in your mind, you can start doing some improvisation like she's doing here. Sounds like she has some jazz background in her singing. Like, I bet she can scat, like, all that kind of stuff. I bet she's got that skill set in her.
So this producer hit me up on the DM. He told me, hey, I really like what you were doing. He told me, come round to the studio, let's cook it. He told me, come to catch a vibe and make some music.
She just put it right out, like straight up. Like, this is what happened to her. There's no doubt in my mind that this is what's happened to her. And this is what's happened to probably millions of women across the world. We need safe spaces to make music and make art, and that this bullshit is a part of the music business still just like rips my heart out. It absolutely rips my heart out. And I'm, again, just so blown away by her sharing this message. So what she's doing with her voice here, so if you notice in her sound, she's got a brassiness to her tone, kind of, which means she's got clean vocal fold closure. She's got a decent amount of thickening on her tone. If you notice, it's more brassy than windy and fluty. And if you remember, I've talked about quite a bit in my videos. I've got this concept called the triangle. At the top of the triangle, we've got our grit, that growly stuff we put on our voice. Over here, we've got the brass element in the tone. Bop, bop, bop. How brassy is it? Over here, we've got, yeah. We've got the wind element to the tone. Grit, brass, wind, or grit, metal, tone, wind. She's got a decent amount of the metal brassiness in her tone. She's got some compression, a little bit of squeeze on the voice. At times, you're going to notice she gets a little vocal fry. She has a little creaky door into the phrases there. And she has vibrato, a lot like a jazz singer, the way that she ends phrases.
But when I got there, should have heard what he was saying.
Did you hear that little creaky door onset? That's vocal fry. There's two ways to add grit to the voice. I've talked about this in almost every video. We've got vocal fry, and then we have false chord activation. She's using vocal fry right here. It's like a bottom up type of thing.
Make some music, but when I got there, should have heard what he was saying. Trying to touch me, I'm not playing. I should have left that place as soon as I walked in it. How goddamn dare you do that to me, really?
I just love how it's so right there. Like, she just says what happened straight up. And it sounds poetic and beautiful and expressive. Like, oh, the courage she had to write this song. Just incredible. She's got a little riffing. It's interesting. She's got a little riffing, like a little jazz and a little sort of hip-hop R&B soul mixed together in the way she sings.
You do that to me, really. Coming like the ice cream man. Till I felt his ice cold hand.
Oh, that lyric. Oh, what a potent lyric that is.
And how I paid the price now. Damn, goddamn. Everything you did, it left me in a ruin.
Do you hear how she's using her grit in her voice? Everything you did. She's using that creaky door sound, that little brass, that little grit on the sound. Listen to that. That creates angst. It creates this sense of inner turmoil. Depending on how much of it you turn up, the inner turmoil will increase. She's doing just these little delicate... This one sounds like false vocal folds to me. The other one sounded like vocal fry.
Everything you did, it left me in a ruin.
Right there.
And no, I didn't say a word. I guess that proves it. I'm a woman.
Did you hear how she said word? The way she said word makes me think she's a jazz singer, like, or makes me think she has jazz chops. It's like a little thing that jazz singers do. Pop singers don't do that normally. A little word. It's like a little fall off the note thing. Here, listen to that. It sounded super jazzy.
And no, I didn't say a word. I guess that proves it.
Did you hear the way she did word? That's oozing jazz singer right there. She's just so tasteful and expressively appropriate in the size of the emotion. Like, she just is being really honest and really authentic in her vulnerable singing here.
'Cause I'm a woman, a very, very brave, strong woman.
Listen to that mixing right there. So notice she's, 'cause I'm a woman. She's starting off in a brassy chest voice, then she's flipping up into her head voice. very, very. And notice when she goes up into her head voice, she's keeping a little bit of this husky airflowiness in it, this sort of lo-fi airflowy fuzz in the tone, which gives it that sort of inviting, warm texture. It's so beautiful. That sound up there, they call that auditory roughness in voice pedagogy, and she is just really using it as a beautiful color in her sound right here. Let's listen to her do that chest voice up into head voice flip right here. It's so good.
'Cause I'm a woman, a very, very brave, strong woman, and I'll be damned if I let a man ruin.
Do you notice how she's and I'll be damned? She's into her brassy. So okay, we think about the triangle: grit, metal, wind, or grit, brass. I always say brass. I don't know, it's like brassy tone, right? So she's in a brassy. I am a very, very. She's brass, wind. You notice that in how she's jumping around? She's brass, wind, and she uses grit here and there in the sound. Listen to that.
'Cause I'm a woman,
Wind.
a very, very brave, strong
On strong, she got back into brass again. Listen to that.
woman, a very, very brave, strong woman.
Hear
And
that?
I'll be damned if I let a man ruin how I walk, how I talk, how I do it.
The higher up in your chest voice you try to do this flipping into your head voice and back, the harder it is. She's up pretty high in her chest voice to be doing this delicate of flipping back and forth. She is so coordinated.
And I've been broken for a moment, I've been through it all. It's even harder to be brave alone. I was a girl, now I'm grown, I'm a woman. Very, very strong woman. And I was 7, was 20.
Now she's turning on some of her grit here in her singing, and now we're getting more of this story. Oh, she's been through it. She's definitely a survivor. You can hear that in her story, and sending her so much love and support. And so also another thing to notice about her vocal technique. I know I'm kind of like back and forth between like my heart breaking for her and then breaking down her technique. It's kind of this is a weird video, but I'm so moved by this performance. So notice how she's got a lot of lateral vowels, and that's a real pop soul R&B thing to do. Billie Eilish doesn't do that, in other words. It's like she's got more of this R&B soul type of a thing going on in her singing. So it's like R&B soul jazz, very conversational with some nice grit and a mixture between jazz ornamentation and pop R&B soul ornamentation. What a cool singer.
Very, very strong woman. And I was 7, was 21, was 17, and was 11. It took a while to understand what my consent means. If I was ruthless, they'd be in the penitentiary. But all the stress of being honest wouldn't help me. I pushed it down, but it was living in me rent-free.
How many women are currently experiencing this? Like, fuck, you know? I mean...
And then I fell into some things that weren't healthy. A place where no one heard me asking them to help me. I needed help, I did. Coming like the ice cream man.
This part destroys me. I mean, she is so tapped into authentic expression right here. Notice how she's not trying to show us anything. She's just thinking of the words that she's saying. She's allowing herself to be vulnerable and share these hard memories with us and just be honest and be vulnerable. That's it. And notice how powerful and potent this song is. Like, it's ripping my heart out. And I know that I'm not alone because you recommended me to listen to this. So this is great singing.
Till I felt his ice cold hands, and how I pay the price now.
Notice how her tone is brassy and the chords are clean in their closure, and she's just using that grit, just the little creaky door sounds for expression. It's so powerful.
Everything you did, it left me in a ruin. And though I didn't say a word, I guess that proves it. I'm a woman.
She's got a lot of brass and bite in her tone. It's so beautiful.
'Cause I'm a woman, a very, very brave, strong woman.
That mix is spectacular.
And I'll be damned if I let a man ruin how I walk, how I talk, how I do it. Man, I've been broken for a moment, I've been through it all. It's even harder to be brave alone. I was a girl, now I'm grown, now I'm a woman.
I love the way she uses grit at the onsets of phrases and as she exits certain syllables throughout the song. She's just such a tasteful singer.
Very, very strong woman. I wish I could say how I feel, how I felt, and explain why I'm silently blaming myself. Cause I put on these faces pretending I'm fine. Then I go to the bathroom and I press rewind.
Have you noticed how her tone quality is different here? There's less brass in the tone. There's a little more airflow allowance in the tone. It's a little less air pressure. She's quieter. It's pulling us in. It's a different tone quality texture in her voice.
I wish I could say how I feel, how I felt, and explain why I'm silently blaming myself. Cause I put on these faces pretending I'm fine. Then I go to the bathroom and I press rewind in my head. Always going round and round in my head. Your fingerprint stuck a stain on my skin. You made me frame myself for your sin. You pathetic that excuse of a man. And I'll be damned if I let a man ruin. Oh, I'm a very, very brave, strong woman. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love also how it ends on this like open chord right here. You know, it ends unresolved. Did you notice that? It didn't, she didn't end, bum. She didn't end with like a resolution in the chord. I'm truly blown away by this song, and my heart is just opened and broken by it too, rightly so. And you know, that artists are being willing to be this vulnerable and share about their expression is, for me, it's hope for the future, you know, that maybe this is changing, and in just little tiny bits, you know, maybe this is going to help the next person that this happens to find help, or it's going to help the next asshole that tries this to someone not do it, or stop them, or stop someone from going into a room that they shouldn't be going into with somebody that they shouldn't trust, you know? Like, I am just so grateful that she was willing to be this vulnerable and shine light on this in such a beautiful artistic way, to wrap it up in such a beautiful song. I'm truly moved by this. As you can tell, like I'm a mess right now. Sending so much love out to any of you who have been through this, and I know that there will be many who watch this video who have. And, you know, so sending you so much love and support, and I wish you the best into your future. So thanks for this recommendation of this video. This was really, really beautiful. I'm truly moved by it, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.